Number one, make sure you have a written agreement with your contractor.
Yes.
Number two is to have a payment schedule and a completion schedule. And number three is to have a penalty in the contract if it's delayed. So like by X amount per day that the project is delayed. At least you have something written agreement. So I actually have like a vision board, has like motivational pictures, and has like two of my favorite quotes. One of them is determination today equals success tomorrow. I think that is so true. If you're determined to do it today.
Hello, you're listening to Ready, Set, Go Real Estate Investing Podcast, presented by Brandon Elliot. This show will be going over all aspects of real estate investing and is intended to educate, motivate, and prepare you to take action on your first or next real estate investment. For more information, please visit BrandonElliottInvestments.com. Thank you for listening and enjoy.
Welcome back, everyone, to Ready, Set, Go Real Estate Investing Podcast. I'm your host, Brandon Elliot. So today we're going to be diving into, I feel like it's a bunch of different things that you've done over the years, which is awesome. $35 million worth of transactions with fix and flips, over 1,000 doors, ground up construction, new development. You do designing, have that fine eye, that attention to make it beautiful and glamorous. There's a lot of moving pieces that you're a part of over your career in real estate investing. You've been doing it for about 14 years now?
Yeah, it's about 14, 16 years.
Okay. I love it. So Agnes Wong, how are you today? I appreciate you for hopping on.
Yeah, no, I'm doing great. Excited to be here. Yeah, I can't wait to share with your listeners.
So you just got back from a camping trip this weekend with the family. You got a husband and then a 4-year-old little boy, right?
Mm-hmm, correct. Okay. Yes.
Awesome. You guys have a great time?
Yeah, it was amazing. Yeah, my son was so filthy when we got back. Dumped him in the shower right away, cut his nails. It was all black, but he had a blast. So it's great to be outdoors and take time off. No cell reception. So it was great to just
a full getaway and actually really enjoy yourself. I love that. So I really resonate with you tremendously because you are super passionate about real estate investing, as I am. And you can just tell by how you interact with people talking about real estate and your passion behind just all the moving pieces. I know you have a real strong heart in the right direction to help out more people discover real estate investing. But for anybody out there that doesn't know exactly who you are, do you mind just diving into who you are, where you come from, and what you've developed today?
Sure. Yeah. So my journey in real estate started after college. My sister and I bought a condo, and then we sold it 2 years later for a good profit, tax-free, as you know. Yeah, it was the best thing ever. As you know, if you lived in it 2 out of the last 5 years, for 2 people, you can, it would be tax-free under $500,000. So I thought it was the best thing ever, and I've repeated the process many times ever since. In fact, I'm living in a live-in flip right now. We moved in for about a year, but it feels like we just moved in. But then in about a year, we have to, sell and pack out and move again. So we've been repeating the process, and we live very minimal because we move around so many times. We have very little things. It's almost like a showroom in here, and it is. Sometimes my clients, I show my clients different finishes, so it is a showroom in here. Live in flip.
What's really cool about that, though, if you have the right mindset and the right goal and the focusedness of not getting too attached to it and realizing this is an income producing asset, this is just a part of the process, then that's really cool. You can move on to the next one and not get overwhelmingly attached. I know some people, it's hard to actually balance that out.
Yeah, and our son's still young. I feel like we can still do this, but I don't know how much longer we can do this.
Sure. Yeah.
So we'll still keep doing it until he complains.
Okay. Awesome.
So that started the journey. And then I started investing in rental properties out of state about 16 years ago. And I know 16 years because we actually took out a 15-year loan and we just paid it off. So I know.
Nice.
Yeah.
Love it.
Our first paid off property. It was in Bentonville, Arkansas.
Okay.
And then ever since then, we've been investing in out-of-state properties, rental properties in Austin, Seattle area, and Denver.
Okay.
And we own over 1,000 doors now. So some we have direct ownership, some we do JV, and some are LP.
Okay.
And then back to the real estate journey. And then in 2004, I had this amazing opportunity to co-develop a 90-unit luxury condo in Denver, Colorado. So that was an amazing experience, and we can dive into that a little bit more. Then after the project completed, I moved back to San Francisco and started a fix and flip business. And we've completed over $35 million worth of fix and flips. Some are our own projects, some are partnered with investors, and some we actually just do design and project management for investors. Because I have an interior design and project management background, so I bring those skills to the business. And our sweet spots for that business is we buy them for 1.2 to 1.3 million, and we sell them at 2.3 to 2.5 million. And
so it's that higher end, that million plus. Okay.
Yeah, it's definitely higher end. And we usually take it down to the studs. We redo the floor plan, usually to the open concept floor plan that most people like. But we try to stick within the envelope. We might excavate the basement, so you get, not the basement, but the lower floor, so you get the ceiling height. But we try to stick within the envelope, because if you ever go up or out, it takes a lot longer.
Yeah, it's a crazier process for sure.
Yeah, it would definitely take a lot longer. And it's definitely great. You get big chunks of cash after you sell in about a year. But you have to keep doing this. You have to keep looking for the next project. And it's not very tax efficient, because where we live in California, there's state and federal tax. So it's about 33%, even though it's a long-term capital gain, it's still about 33%. So it's not very tax efficient versus a multifamily, a bigger multifamily. You can, renovate some of the units, increase rent, increase NOI, and you can refinance in year 2 or 3 and get half of your money back tax-free, because that's the capital back.
So those are a little different, though, in comparison to like what you're doing with the live-in flip.
So yes, then the live-in flip is another category there.
Yeah, that's just a creative way to avoid the taxes, live in it, and after you live in there for a year or 2 years. 2 years. 2
out of the last 5 years. Yeah.
Yes.
And it's 500,000. If the gain is less than 500,000, then it's tax-free for 2 people.
Okay.
One person, it's 250.
Yeah.
So that's different, and that's great.
That is great.
Multifamily, because the depreciation offsets the income that you get from the multifamily. So there's a lot of tax benefits to multifamily. So we're expanding our business to bigger multifamilies, building our passive income portfolio, and really passionate about helping others build their passive income portfolio as well.
I know. I love that. The awesome part about in-home flip, like stay flip, the taxes, obviously, the only downfall is that you only can do it once at a time as you're living in it.
Right.
So that's the only downfall. But it is that creative way to just squeeze out a little bit more and avoid it from Uncle Sam the right way, the legal way.
Yes.
I'm sure there's a lot of people out there that are avoiding paying Uncle Sam, but it will probably catch up to them if they're doing it the wrong way. So I want to kind of dive into where this all began for you. I mean, right out of college, you and your sister came together and got a condo together. What kind of sparked that interest?
So my family has always been in real estate.
Okay.
So, instead of renting, we thought, why don't we just, buy something instead of paying someone? Plus you get the tax deduction for your interest. And
you guys have always been thinking about the taxes. I love it.
Yes.
Okay.
It's not how much you make, it's how much you keep. So
that's true.
Thinking about that. Yeah. So that kind of started my real estate journey.
Okay. I love that. So then after that, I think back in 2007, 2008, right when the crash happened, you had this opportunity of a 90-unit ground up construction.
Yes. So in 2004, I had an opportunity to co-develop a luxury residence, a 90-unit luxury residence called Watermark in Denver, Colorado. My aunt is a developer, so she asked me to join her, and I jumped on that opportunity. So I moved from San Francisco to Denver. as expected, it was amazing learning experience from construction to financing to sales and marketing. What was unexpected was the extremely invaluable experience of saving a project when the recession hit.
Yeah. So how did that affect you guys?
With the development, you have a construction loan, and then that construction loan converts to financing when you get certificate of occupancy. And you work out with your bank, you either pay, monthly or quarterly. And imagine now you have, let's say, $50 million loan you have to pay back. But, on a normal situation, you start, you're selling the units and you're paying back. But we completed the project in early 2008. So credit just froze. We had pre-sold the units, but the buyers couldn't close because they couldn't get any financing. So we had to rent out the units, like about 60 to 70 units. We rented them out unfurnished. But to fill up 60 to 70 units, we actually had to furnish some of the units and rent them out as furnished rentals to either corporate rentals or vacation rentals.
Sure.
So we were just determined not to, have this foreclosed. We did everything we can. And so the learning, what we took away from the biggest learning was that, number one, if you're developing or even long-term flips, you really have to watch out for signs, because when we started the project, the credit was starting to get tight.
Yeah.
You have to really watch for that. And then number two is you just have to pivot.
Sure. You got to adjust. Like, what else are you going to do?
Yeah, you just have to sell. And then real estate has cycles. So as long as you can stick through it, which we did, and now, Denver is like one of the hottest real estate markets in the U.S.
Yeah. So you guys hung on to it that whole time.
Yeah.
That's awesome by itself.
I lived in one of the units and I was renting them out, and I was property managing it too.
Wow.
Calls. Yeah. But, we did whatever we could.
Yeah, I love that.
We still have some of the units. We're slowly selling them.
Now, overall, did the bank try getting you to pay all of it, like due today type of thing after the market?
Yeah, we were fortunate. Yeah, there were a lot of builders, developers that went bankrupt or, foreclosed. Yeah, but we were fortunate. My aunt has a relationship with a banker, and we were able to make the payments, so they didn't do any of that to us. So
wow. That's amazing. What bank was that, if you don't mind me asking? Was it like one of the popular ones that didn't actually go under, or?
No, it was Zion's bank.
Okay. Wow, that's awesome. That's super awesome how you guys just adjusted and you still have it today. There's no issues. It's, I'm sure, paid off a good majority of that by now, which is awesome. It's so wild to think about, because problems happen on a regular basis, and especially when the whole crash happened and everybody else is like scared wild, you guys just adjusted and took action on whatever you had to do, even living in it, to make sure everything gets rented out. Did you guys get it up to full vacancy? Or not vacancy?
Almost rented all the units. Yeah, like I said, it was furnished units, unfurnished units.
And everything.
Yeah, managing the furnished units were really interesting because they would call you if the bed breaks, if the coffee machine's not working.
Everything, yeah.
Definitely not my favorite, but we just had to do it.
I love that. Okay, so moving forward, what other kind of learning curves have you had besides the market collapsing on you?
Sure. So that was my biggest learning curve, and there's a lot. So I was going to talk about my biggest, and then maybe my first.
Yeah.
So with my first fix and flip, I had a contractor that just didn't show up at the project and kept delaying. So I did everything that I was supposed to. It was a referral. I went to check out one of his projects and I called his reference. So everything checked out, but it's just that sometimes contractors get really busy. They take on too much that they can handle.
Sure.
So they, if you're not their most profitable project or their long-term client, you'll get to the bottom of the list. So that's what happened. And so it delayed the project a few months. So my advice is to, for sure, number one, make sure you have a written agreement with your contractor.
Yes.
Number two is to have a payment schedule and a completion schedule. And number 3 is to have a penalty in the contract if it's delayed. So like by X amount per day that the project is delayed. At least you have something written, agreement.
Do you like to put a reward in there as well, as far as like if they get done early, some kind of incentives so it's not just a threat type of thing?
Oh, that's a really good one. I actually have not done that.
Okay.
That might be a good one to try.
Has it been a good response though? And like they assume that after you show them like, hey, this is what the penalty is going to be if you don't stick to your word?
Yeah, they have to sign.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But they're not in a negative mindset. They're not trying to negotiate that or anything.
It depends on the contractor.
Sure. Okay. Awesome. Yeah, I think that I've had so many learning curves when it comes down to contractors in the beginning, and it's such a blessing learning those in the beginning and making sure that they don't happen again. Exactly. And now I only pay with credit cards, just so if the contractor doesn't do the work, then I can dispute it with my credit card company, and then it makes it a lot easier. It's kind of like a mini court case without actually going to court, just a phone call.
Oh, that's awesome. I didn't know that you could pay by credit card, plus you get points.
Yeah, exactly. Plus, I've always taken advantage of just creative financing. So 0% interest for every single remodel, just because I wanted, if I can save money, I'm shooting for that side instead of borrowing or private or hard money. Makes it a little bit lucrative in that sense. But you do need to find the contractors that actually will take credit cards. But
that's great. I love that.
Yeah. So as far as other learning curves, I'm sure over the years there's been a couple others that might have been a little smack to the face here and there. But is there anything else that you think would be beneficial?
Beneficial. I mean, I have some tips on fix and flip since I've done quite a few of them.
Yeah.
And I'm going to talk about, the because we do high end. I'm not going to talk about like the smart home stuff that we do, or might not apply to everyone, but I'll talk about like maybe simple things that doesn't cost much to do. Okay. So for fix and flips, number one, you really want to stand out from all the flips out there, because the buyers are looking at different homes. So you want them to stand out and for them to remember. So one of my favorite lately is painting interior accent doors.
Oh, okay.
So now our trend is actually white walls. So we paint the interior doors like a gray color, and it really pops. And we've gotten really good feedback from buyers that they really love that, because it's really different than the flips. And it doesn't cost any more. Yeah,
it's super simple.
Right.
Now, are you going out and looking at your competition first? I mean, you're running your own comps, I'm sure. So to a certain degree, you're taking a peek. But I mean, you guys are doing a bunch of deals. So is there?
I do. I look at other, like mystery shop.
Yeah.
I look at what our competitors are doing
just
on the market.
Just to see how you can stand out and make yourself just be a little different.
Yeah, exactly. And then another thing that we like to do is, if you have big glass shower doors, now put the plumbing fixture near the entrance, so you don't have to run and open the water and come back out. So we put the faucets and the plumbing fixtures near the entrance. You can turn on the hot water, and then once the hot water's in, then you can walk in to the shower.
Oh, I love that. I've never even thought of that. That's awesome.
Yeah, so I'll send you some pictures, and great feedback on that as well, because it's really thoughtful, and it doesn't cost anything extra.
To be honest, I've stalked some of your stuff in the past, and I'm always just like blown away. It's like, it's either the area or obviously your taste. You always make like the nicest, it's very high-end luxury, looks super beautiful, and it always stands out. So I can just imagine. I'm not looking in the other competitors up there, but I can already tell like you guys are going to sell this right away.
Thank you. Yeah, and you want to at least have one area that the buyer can fall in love with.
Yes.
Usually the kitchen or the master bathroom. And usually we'll get your money back if you put money in the kitchen or master bath. I always envision how they would live. What would they fall in love with?
It's awesome. We have a fix and flip here in San Diego right now. We finally got the permits and the green light to keep moving forward. We got held up there for a little bit, but this house is really unique, and it has so many different things that stand out for the neighborhood. For instance, it's on a double lot in comparison to a lot of the others are on a single lot. And with so many different comparables, like it really does stand out for the neighborhood. It has high ceilings, huge open concept, which others aren't like that. I'm almost curious if I'm going to comp myself out of the area. As we know in California, I'm sure it's going to be still a quick, awesome sale. But it's kind of like in those situations when you are overdoing a certain project. Do you ever run into anything like that?
Yeah, so I think being San Diego and San Francisco is kind of similar.
Yeah.
We have not overdone a project.
Yeah.
Yeah, we always get like overbid. So I think where we are, and I can see that can happen in other markets, definitely. Sure. But I don't see that in San Francisco or San Diego.
Yeah. In California, it's just not a problem. Thankfully, we're blessed. But in other markets, depends on where the listeners are tuning in from. It could definitely, you could find yourself in that. So make sure that your ARV is comparable with the other competitors that you're actually looking at, and everything actually does align with your project.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. But for us, like we've always like made records in the area.
Yeah.
So
I love that.
It's a very different market. Yeah.
Yeah. And taking it to the next level of making something like stand out with just a little difference, it goes such a long way.
Mm-hmm. Yes. And it's different. We don't do it by number. It's not the quantity, it's the quality.
Sure.
Yeah, it's definitely not by, we're not rushing, like we're not doing so many at a time.
Yeah.
Kind of detailed on one of them.
So with the housing market now and the spread just getting thinner and thinner, how's that looking in your business currently?
Yeah, so it's been really difficult to find new properties. And then margin is thinner now because material cost has gone up about 20-30%. Everything from countertop to doors, everything. So margins are thinner and we're not finding as many properties. That's why we're expanding to multifamily business.
Oh, wow. Okay. I love that. So are you going to keep the fix and flip business going actively or just slow it down?
Yeah, we are. We will still have the fix and flip business
sure.
At the same time because there's still, if a good project comes by, we will still work on it. Yeah.
You know, dummy, you know when there's a good opportunity, you're going to jump on it. Yeah. With the projects, I know you're trying to get more into the multifamily currently. And is that the end goal to get full-time in that? Yeah,
full-time in that, as still maintaining the fix and flip business, but to be more involved in the multifamily business.
Okay.
Because, that's building the passive income.
Sure. I love that. Has there been anything else that you think has been like something that really, I don't know, shook up your world within the real estate industry that kind of set you back at all? Or was it mostly just the 90 units?
Yeah, it was mainly the recession. So I've been through the recession and that was the biggest shock. Yeah, for sure. But I think it's important to have the right mindset. So I actually have like a vision board, has like motivational pictures and has two of my favorite quotes. One of them is determination today equals success tomorrow. I think that is so true. If you're determined to do it today, to do it, you will see the reward tomorrow. And
that's so good.
Yeah. The second one is nothing grows in your comfort zone. So keep pushing yourself. And when you're uncomfortable, you're actually growing. And I love that.
I love that. Yeah, so we're big on vision boards as well, and words of affirmation, pumping yourself up for the day, knowing your direction and having those goals. We actually have like some vision boards all around our house right now, just because it is like, it's a great reminder as you're walking out the door and seeing that jet or that private island or whatever it is that you're shooting for, the end goal, and also having some reasons why you're doing this stuff as a great reminder. So what kind of things are on your vision board?
So definitely the bigger multifamilies. I'm looking at it right now. So a house in Napa. We've always wanted to have a house in Napa.
Okay.
And then actually I have like some kids playing at neighborhood that is not so nice. And one of the reasons for multifamily is that I want to be able to improve the living situations of them. So I have that on the board. And then just travel to Spain. My sister lives in Spain, so I like to spend more time with her in Spain.
I love that. That's so cool. Is there anything else that you do on a regular basis, like a daily routine that helps set you up for success?
Yeah, so I actually just read the Miracle Morning Millionaires book. Have you read that?
I've heard of it. I haven't actually read this one yet, though.
It's really, really good.
Yeah.
It's more about the mindset. You'll love it. It's more about like adopting the mindset of a millionaire. So about the morning, I mean, you can, I actually shorten it. I only do like 5 minutes of each, like the meditation, 5 minutes of meditation, 5 minutes of affirmation, 5 minutes of exercise, and then 5 minutes of visualization. And I think it really helps. And then also talks about the mindset of millionaires. So for example, instead of just like working, saving, which is just 1 + 1, then you try to adopt the mindset of multiplying. How can you multiply your time and your money, like 1 × 3 versus 1 + 1?
Yes.
So it has a lot of good, valuable insights. Yeah, I think you'll love it.
Okay. So, and kind of just jumping around a little bit here, but that first property, that Arkansas,
Yes.
You still have that. You just finished paying it off. Do you plan on picking up more in the area or just hanging on to that for kind of the long run?
Do. So we kind of left it because it wasn't. So we bought it for $70,000.
Yeah.
And then now it's about 150. So it was just not a very huge amount. So we didn't refinance or anything. But now that it's paid off, we are in the process of refinancing it to buy another property in the area.
Okay. Awesome. I love that. Okay. Very cool. Where do you see yourself going in the near future?
So we're expanding our underwriting, bigger apartments, and we're underwriting deals for bigger multifamilies.
Yeah.
Instead of like building our passive income portfolio and helping others build their passive income portfolio and financial freedom, and especially families, because I know a lot of people with young kids, they would like to be able to stay home more, or also having the financial security with families. I know a lot of single income earners, and what happens if, they get laid off or they have to leave a job because of medical reasons.
Yeah, sick, anything. It cripples you, which is it's sad, but that's just life, and that it happens. So preparing yourself for those situations is the only thing that we can do. Right.
It's really important to have like another source of income.
Yeah.
I'm really passionate about that. Sharing that knowledge with other people. And we're starting a meetup in San Francisco.
Nice.
So that'll be really exciting to, have like-minded people to talk about real estate investing. And
I was going to say, about time. Like, you had all this, so much experience overall, and somebody that fought through the recession and still on top. I think that's awesome. Yeah. So you have a lot of knowledge to be able to give back to other people.
Mm-hmm. And we have been doing that with our own like friends and network.
Sure.
So we like last month we had multifamily expert Kenny Wolf come out to speak to our network. And then we also meet with friends. We talk about investing, finance. From anything from like even what's the cheapest car insurance? Where can you get the cheapest car insurance? To 29 college savings plan. To like which credit card has the best benefit, which I was just thinking you would be really good at that.
What was it?
With like which credit card has the best like.
Oh yeah. So we love the whole credit hacking, and just super blessed because when we first got started, we didn't have the additional funds and we didn't know where to get them. So luckily I had a good credit score, and I just started leveraging the credit that we had. But it's been a blessing.
We should have you come out and talk about that.
Yeah, we can set something up probably. It's like a crazy rabbit hole of how deep the credit industry goes and all the loopholes of like we're waiving annual fees now. We're removing a bunch of hard inquiries that are supposed to be on there that are holding people back, negative remarks. I mean, the list goes on. It's really wild.
Wow.
Yeah. It's cool. You just gave about an hour of your time for everybody else. I was curious, what could the listeners potentially do to give back to you?
They can connect with me if they have any questions, or just, if they want to talk about real estate, I'm happy to talk about real estate. Or they can find me at my website. It's sparkpathinvestments.com. Again, it's sparkpathinvestments.com.
Okay, awesome. And then you're in San Francisco, correct?
Mm-hmm, correct.
Awesome. And then they can find you on social media as well, where you're posting a lot of your awesome stuff going on, so people can get firsthand touch of what you guys are doing on a daily basis, which is awesome. So I'm looking forward to your event. How often are you going to be starting to throw that?
Once a month.
Once a month? Okay,
Mm-hmm.
Very cool. So you got to email blast us out and let us know so we can let the listeners know as well when that starts up, because I know that's going to be awesome to just get more people involved over there.
Yeah, that would be wonderful.
Cool. Agnes, you're the best. I truly do appreciate you taking the time out to give back to the listeners. I know there's tons of value in this. Make sure you reach out to her, see what kind of moving pieces you guys can put the puzzle piece together, and see how you can add value to her as well as reciprocate that. And it's cool because I'm sure you guys are raising more money as well for some of your bigger multifamily deals. So there's a lot of opportunity in the near future, which is awesome.
Great. Thank you so much for your time and what you're doing. This podcast, I'm sure a lot of people are learning a great deal from it. So I really appreciate what you're doing.
Yeah, I appreciate it. Guys, you guys can all reach out to me and find me on BrandonElliottInvestments.com. Otherwise, Instagram, Brandon Elliott Investments, and then Facebook.com/Brandon Elliott REI. Make sure you share this out. Let us know where you're coming from and the value that you got from this, and also take action on this stuff. So there's tons of gold nuggets in here. We're going to put in the show notes as well to make it easy for you guys, but make sure you take notes, rewatch this, share this out, and make sure you subscribe to Ready, Set, Go Real Estate Investing Podcast. Every single Monday, you'll get the newest episode and be able to really take your business to that next level. So with that being said, love you guys all. Appreciate the support. And until next time, thank you so much.
This has been another episode of Ready, Set, Go Real Estate Investing Podcast, brought to you by Brandon Elliott. For more information, please visit BrandonElliottInvestments.com. Also, please don't forget to like, share, and leave a comment below. Thanks again for joining. Until next time, God bless.